Right, welcome. No fancy intros. We're just here. We're here to talk about Spider-Man. We're here to talk about The Matrix. And we're here to talk about the Book of Boba Fett. So, like I said, what we would be doing coming into the new year would be doing some topics. And this is basically the start of that. When there is some bits and pieces that I feel there's some relevance behind it. Maybe we can get some graphics and all that kind of shit. Maybe we can make this a little bit more legit and a little bit more professional. But fuck it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But ladies and gents, welcome. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all had a fantastic holiday period. I'm sure many of you would have joined in on the live stream on Monday. Okay, forget what day it is. But like I said, we are here to talk about Spider-Man crushing numerous records. Actually, it's blown up, and most people would have seen it by now. So, we're not going to talk major spoilers or anything like that. But don't be too, scared off that some spoilers might be dropped, I guess. Nice to see everyone here. We've got Tom, we've got Al, Martin on time for once. I'm actually usually on time, dude. Like, I usually am on time. Like, be it a minute or something like that. But, I'm usually on time. Anyway, first things first. Spider-Man No Way Home. Who here has seen it? Who here has seen the film? Did you like the film? Because there's an interesting discussion to be had for the comparison between Spider-Man No Way Home and The Matrix Resurrections. Because I think they're both polar opposite films. Made... I don't want to be too earnest in my approach. They're not made for completely polar opposite reasons. They're both primarily made to make money. But one was made with a very specific slant to it. And one was made with a very specific fan sort of mindset. So general reaction from this. Yeah, Martin Stall had seen it 3 times. Loads of people have seen it. Loads of people liked it. Good. Nice to see. Al Humphreys, there's our boy on the sofa. Yes, he is. He's joining us. Lord Jasper is here for our live streams. Ladies and gents, Lord Jasper is here for our live streams. Let me just turn down some music that's on in the background. So, the latest news is that... we can just get this here. Le book. Spider-Man has done 1.16 billion worldwide. Crazy. That's gone up quite a bit, given the days that have kind of spanned across it. Not been a huge amount of days there. Now, what's interesting, I think, personally, is that this is the highest grossing solo movie of all time. Which is good, great, deserves it, absolutely deserves it. It made, it was made for the fans. I think obviously it was made to make money. Let's not get it too twisted here. Of course, these films are made to make money, but the difference between, let me just pop that here. The difference between Matrix Resurrections and Spider-Man No Way Home was that Matrix Resurrections tried to make money by flipping off the fans, and Spider-Man went, we should probably please the fans. They're probably going to make us some money here. Bloody ridiculous. Larry L drops in with our first super chat of the evening. If you do want to support the channel, support these live streams and keep them basically from happening, super chats are a good way of doing that. So thank you so much. Larry L says, evening, Miss H and chat. How's everybody tonight? It was good. Well, I'm good. How's everyone else? I'm still a little bit tired. I'm still catching up on sleep, but weary-eyed these days. But let's get into it a little bit more. I'll make this just a fraction bigger so we can also see it. So, this is just a quick article, just something quick just to grab. But Spider-Man No Way Home continues to prove that there's still hope for the box office. Fundamentally, there's been a drop in people's IQs. Absolutely a massive drop in people's IQs, because since when did anyone think that the box office was done when you have films making loads of money? The problem has been is that the slant and the push from Hollywood has been such that people have been put off by it. What are you expecting when you produce garbage? No one's going to want to go out and watch them. And then Spider-Man comes out. And I think what's so irritating about this entire situation is rather than, Spider-Man No Way Home coming out and the media going, oh, there you go, it's because of this. They've just gone, oh, there's still hope for the box office. They've not identified the actual reason why. Why is there still hope for the box office? Well, because they didn't make a shit film. It was just a fun, sure, it panders to fans, but you want to please those people, They're the ones that are going to make you money, you idiots. Why is it such a hard concept to grasp? Ridiculous. I mean, movies have been going downhill for a very long period of time, and then some people are instantly surprised that, oh my god, it's made money. Well, yeah. People like being entertained. They don't want to be lectured. No one wants to go and sit through a 2-hour lecture in the guise of a film. No one's interested. But like I said, it's done absolutely gangbusters, and what is potentially the most amazing part of all of that is it did it without China. And now, as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty certain it's now actually secured, if I remember rightly, China release as well. So it's just clear of that. Just laughing all the way to the bank. Absolutely killing it here. Absolutely killing it. So the Sony Marvel Pictures 3 now past 516.4 million just in America. And again, the conversation from that isn't, well, why did it do so well? Let's identify why it's done well. Everyone's just like, oh, box office, there's some hope for it. Ah, you dicks. I mean, there is, but you need to make a good film first and foremost. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So we just had another super chat pop in from Big Al. Hey, Mr. H, just a little contribution for your channel. Or the Buy Nate a New Nissan Brolly Foundation. All the best for the new year. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. That is, I should set up a GoFundMe for that, shouldn't I? Get a Nissan Pulsar umbrella funded. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Big things coming in the new year for both this channel and my second channel, which you'll find in the description box for those that aren't aware. I don't tend to promote it that much, but yeah, it's down below in the description box. So like I said, 515.2 million. No, 516.4, million. The numbers are really close together. 516.4 million just domestic, so just in America alone. Madness. Absolute madness. And you know for a fact the studios, potentially not Sony, because Sony's Japanese. Yes, they have their Americans and the American part of it, but Sony is a Japanese company. Potentially not Sony, because they're not the greatest fans of China. But you know that studios will be looking at this going, well, they could have made more money if they had China. Whoa. But anyway, so that means that this has actually topped Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, which hit 515.2 million domestic, and that was from 2019. Now, again, they say this here, that there's one key difference, is that movie took 91 days. The Rise of Skywalker, right, took 91 days to hit $515.2 million. Okay, 91 days. Remember that? 91 days. Spider-Man No Way Home did it in 12 days. 12 days! That's insane! It is absolute madness. Again, round of applause. Because that's absolutely incredible. They've done so well. And they deserve it. If there's a film, that deserves it more. I mean, I haven't seen it yet this year. It's done so well without China. Great. And again, remember, we're talking just about domestic totals now anyway, but obviously over $1 billion without China, etc. But the fact that it hit that domestically, one, definitely distinctively shows how far Star Wars has fallen, which is coincidental because we're going to touch on the Book of Boba Fett later on in this stream. But it shows how far Star Wars has fallen and just how how much monetary value people put in the likes of a decent-ish film. Because it's like Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, make no mistake, it's not the best film out there. It's not. We can all agree it's not the best film out there. It's a good film. It's a pretty good film, but it's not the best. But it's cleaning up because everything else is shite. So I guess if you're looking at it from a metric on that level, probably is the best this year. Although there has been some fantastic other things released. And this obviously throws out the argument that everyone keeps using, which is, oh, yeah, but the pandemic. No one's interested. Which coincidentally, I was just watching something on Twitter from Mr. Fauci going, oh, ladies and gents, we're stopping the 10-day asymptomatic quarantine and making it 5. This is the guy that was like, no, everyone should be doing this. Like, shut up. No one's listening anymore, mate. Shut up. So fantastic. Absolutely great stuff. Now, so with yesterday's 28.4 million international haul, right? So that was the 29th. On the 28th, a Tuesday, on a Tuesday, it had 28.4 million. I mean, yeah, it's worldwide, but still, that's madness. How good is that? So Spider-Man No Way Home overseas total has risen now to 644.9 million. Obviously, that's a lot of territories that it's being shown in. I don't know the full list of territories. I'm sure we could get it, but it's being shown in a lot of places, and they did really well. I think there was only a day's difference between its release. Sony had done a really good job of maneuvering this film in most of its markets to be released, majority at the same time. So there wasn't that many days between, each individual territory release. I think the UK got it first, or one of the first, and then it was the US the day after. So they've done a really good job at orchestrating that, and it shows as well because, I know for my own things is when a film has been out in the States for a really long time, and then like 2 months later it comes out in the UK, I'm like, well, fuck, there's no point in me watching it now. Not to review as a work purpose for you guys. Everyone's bloody seen it. Most of the conversations have happened online. It's all done at that point. And I'm sure it's much the same as well when a lot of things have been released in the UK or other territories, before the States, likewise, etc. It has this kind of domino effect where people tune out. And it also allows for piracy to circulate. Which, a lot of people say that there's only a cam copy of Spider-Man available. Sure. But this is a hyped up film, and people chose to go out and watch it rather than pirate it. Bloody good stuff. Again, which we'll talk about Matrix Resurrections in a moment, because that was the most pirated piece of crap out there. Again, it's not a judgment on anyone that liked it. Honestly, I don't care if you liked the film. I couldn't give a shit. It's not really the discussion at hand. So obviously massive global take, and then the total now is bloody stuttering there. The total now is 1.16 billion, which is great. That's in 12 days, thereabouts, around there anyway. 12 days. They're going to have another couple of weeks at this. I will be intrigued to see where this ends up. Now, we do have some contributions here, some donations. So, D sent 50 Australian dodgeridoos and a really awesome super sticker. What is that, like a Hippo Transformer Gundam thing? Love that. That's bloody amazing. What a great super sticker that is. Man Sam Sung says, Hollywood know what they are do. The powers that be are compensating these companies on the back end to push the woke narrative. Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, it's all about a message, isn't it, at the end of the day? That super sticker is so good. Bloody, you're amazing. So where do you guys, let's get a bit of interaction with you chaps and chapettes. Where do you guys think this is going to end up? It's done that in 12 days or thereabouts. Crossed the billion. It's got 1.16 billion. Where do you think this is going to end up? I saw Mark and Varren, giving his opinion on this at about 1.5 billion, I think it was. This was before I joined the stream. I snoop around. I see you. So where do you guys think this is going to end up? Let me know right now, down below. in the comments right here, right now. Please do contribute and let me know. Also, side note, I know you're enjoying listening to my epically fantastic voice. That's a joke. But we've only got 93 likes and we've got over 200 odd people here. Can we smash that like button? I know you've been busy listening and typing away because the chat is going crazy, but can we have that like button smashed like you would a pretty little thing? So please do. Right, so we've got some figures coming in. We've got Mark and Brown with 1.6 billion. My mistake. We've got Al Humphreys saying, I was ready to watch The Matrix, but your warning not to watch it was a good dodge mistake. Sounds like a mess. I'll tell you what, like, we'll get on to that. It was just, it is genuine. It's a waste of time, that film. It has no entertainment value, in my eyes anyway. Richard Curtis, keeping the lights on here. Thank you so much. Says, hope you had a good Christmas. Saw Spider-Man No Way Home. It was a lot of fun. Did fan service better than Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I also liked. Malignant is my favourite cinema experience of the year, though. I'll agree with that. I love that film. I got sent that as a screener, Malignant, and you know, I download. They get sent to me, and I can download them. I can keep them if I want. Malignant is one of those movies which I have actually chosen to keep because it was just so batshit crazy and fun. So I will agree with that. Valvina says 2.9 billion. I think that's a little bit too much. We've got my marketing guy says 1.5 billion, I think, is realistic. Upbeat sarcastic, at least 1.17 billion guaranteed. You're an astute mind there, good sir. We've got 2 billions, 1.6 billion, maybe 2 to 3 billion. Again, loads of individuals saying quite close to 2 billion, they think. A lot of people think it will reach close to 2 billion. I'm going to throw out my figure here. I don't think it's going to get anywhere near the 2 billion mark. I don't think so. I think that it will peter off. As far as I'm aware, there's no agreed streaming release date for this. But to hit, that massive number in such a short space of time, I think that just goes to show so many people wanted to watch it, and they have watched it. 1.16 billion in about 12 days is crazy good. I think it will probably land at the halfway mark. I'm pretty certain it's now secured its China release. So I think it will, I'm pretty certain, don't quote me, but I think it will probably end up around the 1.5 billion. I don't think it will cross 1.7, but I could be wrong. And I tell you what, I'll be happy to be wrong there, actually. But I will say this as well. It looks to be that in the UK especially, New Year will signify quite a big drop in restrictions, actually, potentially. That's what some people are saying now in terms of COVID and things like that. And it does look like the states are looking to ease up on some of that stuff as well, because it's gone to a state-by-state level rather than federal, control level. So that could also ease things up. That's what pays to pay attention to the world, especially when you do what I do here and you're talking about this kind of industry. So that could hopefully open up some stuff, and it could cross the 1.7 billion, but I think it might struggle. 1.16 billion is amazing. Don't know if it will cross the 1.7 billion mark. I think it would. I'm fairly certain it will hit the 1.5 billion, but again, I could be wrong. But there's my solid prediction there. Anyway, Coffee is for Closers says, see it tomorrow. Have been avoiding all the spoilers. This film be as huge. I think you may have said something else there. But yes, this film be as huge. Absolutely. Now, ladies and gents, other things that has absolutely smashed it with Spider-Man No Way Home says so in terms of Matrix Resurrections, fuck's sake. So it's only earned 24.5 million after a week of playing in theatres. 24.5 million. Now that would be domestic, obviously. But yeah, I mean, in terms of a movie being absolutely obliterated, that's a movie that's been absolutely obliterated into the floor. Yeah, it's not done particularly well, has it? Let's be honest. I think the latest figures were about 67.4 million or something like that. That Matrix Resurrections has had a budget reported of about 200 million. Where did that go? Where did that budget go? You know, did it go to Lana? Did it go to Keanu? Did it go to Carrie-Anne Moss? Where did the budget go? Because it didn't go on the effects, because the effects are awful. You know, shutting down some of those streets for filming wouldn't have cost that much. You know, they would have had tax breaks in those cities as well. Like, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's the most pirated film because, of course, it was, you know, premiered on HBO Max, so there's a clean copy. So then that went on to torrent sites. Pronounce my T's. So it's the most torrented film of the week. Most pirated film of the week. But I tell you what, is a figure which would be fantastic to figure out. And also get from HBO Max, but I don't think we can. I don't think they're ever going to release it, right? Is what was the audience retention on the downloads and the HBO Max? You know, what was the audience retention? Because I bet you it can't have been that high. Because I think so many people, like, I get a good cross-section of individuals when I release a review, right? And there's been, the reviews of Matrix Resurrections have gotten a lot of traction. You know, you're talking like 40, 50,000 or something like that. I don't know the exact figure, but they're in the, you know, tens of thousands. And you get a lot of comments coming through, and a lot of people are like, look, I tried watching and I lasted about 12 minutes. I lasted 20 minutes. I lasted this much time, etc., 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 etc. So I do wonder, actually, how, you know, what the audience retention was like, because I bet you it can't have been that high. I bet you it can't have been that high. And again, you know, there'll be people here that would have watched it and probably tuned out halfway through, right? I mean, let me know if you have. If you're one of these individuals that watched it and just went, nah, see you later. Now, there is some interesting news which dropped about The Matrix. Was that Hugo Weaving was actually in talks to return. That's been confirmed. Hugo Weaving had sort of confirmed that and said, well, scheduling ruined that. You know, we weren't able to do that. Apparently, it was always the plan to have a new Morpheus. Why? Why was it always a plan to have a new Morpheus? Of all the characters that were alive at the end, you could, obviously minus the Matrix Online thing, you could have absolutely kept Morpheus, you know, Lawrence Fishburne. But there was always the talk that you're going to have a new Morpheus. Ridiculous. So you know from the outset that the ideas were just not in line with what fans would have wanted anyway, just from that. And then, not to mention, ladies and gents, is we had, and I did a video on it, and obviously we're talking about The Matrix now, so it's important to discuss, but Lana Wachowski signed up to it, but, well, basically because Warner Brothers said what they said in the movie, which was we were going to be making it with or without you. And so she was like, well, might as well get some money for that. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Ride Blades says, great name, says, unpopular opinion here. I rewatched the Matrix trilogy and Revolutions is better than Reloaded. Reloaded bored me at times because of lack of suspense and memorable dialogue. I mean, look, the first one is absolutely amazing. First Matrix is absolutely amazing. You can't really top it. What happened to Michael B. Jordan, Morpheus? Yeah, that was never confirmed. It was always rumoured. So I don't really know, in fairness. Brandon Kilgore says, Mr. H, I know you aren't really into console gaming, but one that is interesting is the Polymega video game system, able to play numerous systems with detachable ROMs. I'll check it out. Larry L is supporting the channel with 10 Canadian dollars and says, unfortunately, can't stick around. Something that's come up that requires my attention. Last super chat until the start of the new year. Take care, everybody. Well, take care, my dude. Sorry, I read that out a bit late. You might be gone by now. So basically, they were always going to be doing, and you know, Warner Brothers were always going to be doing a new Matrix movie. They were always going to do a Matrix 4. And, yeah, it looks like Lana decided, no, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get in on that. I'm going to bury this franchise. But then there was some discussions pretty quickly from Ann Sarnoff that Matrix 5, let me see if I can find it, that Matrix 5 was going to happen. So there was apparently some discussions. So I have found it, just as an FYI. So, oh dear God, this will be funny. You'll enjoy this, ladies and gents. So they're threatening another Matrix. Matrix 5 could happen if Lana Wachowski is on board. I do not think she's on board. I think the movie Matrix Resurrections thoroughly indicated she was done and showed bitter contempt not only for Warner Brothers but also for the fans. Would you agree? Yes or no? Matrix 5 could happen if Lana Wachowski is on board. This is from Warner Brothers CEO Ann Sarnoff, indicated that The Matrix 5 is a possibility so long as The Matrix Resurrections director Lana Wachowski is up for it, because she did such a great job. Such a great job. Now, obviously, this was released, FYI, in October. So I would love to get an updated comment from Ann Sarnoff on Matrix 5. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you want an updated comment? Oh, ladies and gents, can we just tickle your brain there, Ann Sarnoff? What do you reckon of Matrix 5 now? He spent $200 million on it and only even got 70 million back. Garbage. Now, The Matrix Resurrections will be the last Warner Brothers film to debut day and date, so we know that anyway. But Deadline was the individuals that got the scoop on this. They asked Ann Sarnoff whether Resurrections would derail the studio's plans for future sequels in the event that it performs below expectations. So, isn't that funny that even mainstream media was expecting it to bomb? They're like, if it bombs, would there be any more sequels? And Ann Sarnoff's reply is, anytime Lana wants to make a movie, we're all in. Why? Why do these individuals just get, what do they call it, carte blanche? Like, why? Why do they just get anything, they can just do anything they want? Why? They've made absolute dive bombs of movies for a very long time. First Matrix, absolutely incredible, great, really, really, really good. What is going on? But anyway, like I said, I don't think that threat will be played out unless Lana, I don't know, is a a masochist or a sadist. In fact, a sadomasochist. She just wants to inflict more pain on Warner Brothers, use up their money as well as the audience, and is also a bit masochistic and wants all the abuse she's inevitably going to be getting due to making some more garbage movies. But there you go. I thought this would be quite a comical thing just to chuck in there. If she's game, Warner's are all in. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So in terms of... So AVP fan raises a very important question, actually. He says, Mr. H, do you think it would have been better without Lana's involvement in Matrix 4, or was this always the planned story? No, so this was actually their story. This is actually their story. Lana Wachowski and the writers, they came up with this. But like I said, Spider-Man No Way Home absolutely obliterated the Matrix. And, it bombed. Let's talk about why, though. Let's have a conversation about why. Let's discuss the reasons why. Now, you've got two films made for two completely different reasons. Or made for the same reason, but under the creative guise of another. So you've got one made to please fans, destined to make money. That's the intention. They want to make money. Then you've got one, obviously, to make money. They want to make money on those films, but the intention was to do a big middle finger to Warner Brothers, be overtly meta, and then bury the franchise. I genuinely believe the intention was to bury the franchise. I genuinely think that. There's not much that would... The only thing that would prevent me from thinking that is if Lana and Warner Brothers come out tomorrow and go, oh, we're making another one. Then I'd be like, wow. No, you meant to make that and you thought it was good. You are shit. So, why does one do so well? Well, again, no one wants to be lectured for 2 bloody hours on, just topics and... you want to watch the news? Just fucking flick the TV on. Watch the news. People go to the movies to be entertained. Yes, in your entertainment, you can have, social agendas in there and things like that. Absolutely. But for goodness sake, at least stay true to what The Matrix was initially, at the very least. This was so offbeat, it was insane. You could have had Trinity and this love story and things like that. And done it in such a better way. But yeah, no, not good. No, not good. And then you have Spider-Man No Way Home come out. The thing is, right? The thing is, everyone knew who was going to turn up in that film. Everyone knew it. And they still loved it. They were still amazed. No one is sat there going, oh, Andrew Garfield, why the fuck did you say you're not in it? No, Tobey Maguire, why did you say you're not in it? Well, you blatantly are. Because it was done right, and everyone had a good time with it. And I think that's really important to point out there, actually. Is there's been at times when people have said they're not in something, or they've got no intention of being in something, or they don't want to be, or whatever. They've lied through their teeth, and then they've been in it. There's actually been quite a big backlash from stuff like that. Like, quite a big backlash. But then this comes out, and people are really happy with it. Why? Because it was done right. The performances were good. And I genuinely think that's a really important thing to point out. So yeah, there you go. There you go. Now, ladies and gents, now. The book of Boba. The book of Boba Fett. If you want to chime into any of these topics, please do. I am reading, the chat as I'm going through all of this, but also, you can also send a super chat. That's fine. Al Humphrey says, so what are the chances that Hugo Weaving and Lawrence Fishburne were warned off the retweet of a film? So Lawrence Fishburne was never asked to come back, but Hugo Weaving was. So I wonder how much they changed to have Hugo Weaving when he left. That'd be interesting, I think. But anyway, so the Book of Boba Fett, who has watched episode 1? Let me know. I have, obviously. Let me know. Let me know down below in the chat right now. Larry Quartwitz has dropped in with a $4.99 super chat. It says, hello, Mr. H and friends. Hope you're well. I'm alright. A bit warm, but I'm alright. Matrix would have been better with Hugo. Him in that arc might have been cool. I think Morph died in the games too. Yes, he did. Yeah, Morpheus did. Morpheus did die in the games. Which was supposedly canon, but it died in a different way anyway. But it was supposedly canon, but apparently it's not anymore. So, I guess fuck anyone that plays those games, right? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Right, so, loads of people haven't seen it. So, we're not going to touch on... there aren't actually any spoilers in it. The only spoiler is that they deal with him coming out the Sarlacc pit. But we knew that anyway. But there isn't any spoilers in it. There's nothing really to spoil, just as an FYI. I think it's really important to note. There's actually nothing to spoil. There's no narrative progression. It's just exploring his backstory when he got out of the Sarlacc pit. So, I just want to, say that now. If anyone... there's a bunch of people saying, oh, I'm signing off, etc., etc. There's actually nothing to spoil in this episode. Just want to throw that out there, FYI. Which is actually a bit of a lie, because Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau did say that every single episode there'd be spoilers. No spoilers in this one. I don't think so, anyway. But never mind. So, yeah, let's take a look. There are some questions here. Christopher says, hello, did I finish my movie? I've made 3 movies. Where have you been? It's very difficult to address people that have very clearly not been here for, 2 years? Yeah, I've made 3 movies, dude. Blackfields, Breaking Lights, Bjorn and Frida. I don't know what to tell you, mate. They've been sold on Blu-rays. They're available for members. What do you want me to say? I can't say much to you. God damn. Right, so let's go. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. So, Book of Boba Fett. I saw it, thought it was good. A little bit underwhelmed on certain bits and pieces with respect to the Sarlacc pit story. Again, it's not there's really no spoilers. It's just how quickly they handled the Sarlacc pit. Which I thought was a bit quick, but again, it's just a small critique. But overall, I still enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. But it would also seem, ladies and gents, that most other people have had a good time with it as well. So we've had our cinema Rotten Tomatoes score revealed. Nothing major. Rotten Tomatoes is, a shit tip. But yeah, so it's fresh. So 85%, but also the critics are on there as well, just as an FYI. So critics and audience, 85 and 81. There's not many people reviewing it though, which I think is weird. You'd think a lot more people would have reviewed that by now. Only 91 audience members. Only 91. That seems a bit odd. No? I think it's a bit odd. Night King, have I read The Witcher story yet? No, mate. I'm not going to be able to do it between streams. It will take me a fair while to read that. I have a very, very busy life going on. I will get to it though, I promise. But no, I haven't done it since Monday. I'm not going to lie, I've not done it. Do you not see all the videos that get released? I have to do other things with my life as well, like eat and work out. But yeah, so 85% critics. So good, fresh. No, again, Rotten Tomatoes is just, it's an aggregator. It's a good cross-section. I don't care about Rotten Tomatoes, but good cross-section. So you can just get a gauge at the very least. And then 81% for the audience score. I will say, I think that's a bit crap. That there's not that many people reviewing it, but I think that's because of Rotten Tomatoes' weird way of doing things now. You know, how you have to be like signed up and all that kind of crap to do it, so it's a bit odd. Christopher Sweeney, you can't check them out, dude. They were Blu-ray only, so you will not actually be able to ever watch my films now. So yeah, you missed out, mate. Sorry. Not much else I could do. Sorry there. Man Sam Sung says, I want to commit death by hammer wanted to commit death by hammer when I saw Neo and Trinity holding hands and flying off together. Oh dear, oh dear. Very, very funny. Marshmallow says, I know this stream is about Spidey and the Matrix, but Blood Red Sky has some awesome practical effects. Yes, it does. Yeah, it does. Blood Red Sky is a great thing, actually. Really, really, really good. Yeah, really, really, really good. I enjoyed that a lot. So let's talk about the Book of Boba Fett, right? Good show, good opener, a little bit slow, but I want to get people's general opinions on that. It was called Stranger in a Strange Land, but I think it was a little bit slow of an episode. I'm not going to cover too much of the ground that I've already covered in my actual review, but I want to open this up for discourse. What is your opinion on this? What did you guys think? Do you think that the episode was fine? So just to bring everyone up to speed, and again, it's not a spoiler. We knew he was going to get out the Sarlacc pit, and we knew they were going to show that, right? It was heavily rumoured. But they just deal with it like that. And for me, personally, I feel like that was a shame, because what they've then done from there, it was all just in flashbacks. From there, they then just move on to Boba Fett being trapped by, sand people, kidnapped, and then him obviously working with them, moving forwards. You can see how it's going to go, it's Fern Gully with sand people, isn't it? I guess to a certain degree, and I feel like that's a shame, because they've, we've spent so long thinking about how, Boba Fett would get out the Sarlacc pit, and I'm aware there are, EU extended universe stories on these kind of things, and I understand that. I get it, but a lot of people have never read those things. A lot of people don't know. I've not read those things. So I'm watching this and I'm going, I want to see. I want to see how he comes out the Sarlacc pit, and all they do is go. Well, he wakes up, he shimmies on over. The set was great, by the way. How they did the Sarlacc pit was great, and the stomach thing. And he just sort of shimmies over to a stormtrooper, and then takes his little air thing, and then just flamethrowers, and then he's out. And I'm like, oh, that was a bit anticlimactic. But what does anyone else think? What is anyone else's thoughts? Richard Curtis says, I think Kathleen Kennedy has successfully killed off anticipation for forthcoming Star Wars for the foreseeable future. I would agree, yeah. I will absolutely agree. Someone said that the stormtrooper in the Sarlacc pit was a toy. Is that right? Was it a toy? Is that about right? I did not notice that. It can't have been, because he literally went right up to it. Secret Jedi says, I thought Boba was poor. Fight scenes where he gets ambushed by space ninjas. Neither were carrying guns. What the fuck? Gets surrounded. Forgot he was wearing a jetpack. So, So, Secret Jedi. So, you got a really good point there. So, they had Boba Fett interact with the Mandalorian like a badass, right? Guns galore, rockets, everything was crazy. When they have him fighting this, he's forgotten he's got wrist guns and multiple bombs. You know, he's got guns everywhere. He forgot that he had a rocket on his back. He forgot that he had a jetpack. And he gets beaten. And I'm like, okay, well, look, let me think about this. Maybe it's because he's just got out the back to tank. But no, because we saw him being brutal in the last time we saw him. So I will agree with you there, actually. Yeah, like, that was actually really poor. And it's as if Boba Fett has had a brain aneurysm between The Mandalorian Season 2, his appearance there, and then Boba Fett, right? It's like he's had a brain aneurysm and has forgotten to fight. But again, I enjoyed it. Overall, I enjoyed it. But, again, nitpicking on it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people are saying he's too overweight. Yeah, I mean, look, he's definitely lost some weight, actually. If you look, he's lost some weight since Mandalorian Season 2. Definitely lost some weight. But, yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to bitch too much about his weight. I feel that there are a lot of other things we could complain about rather than his weight, which is a bit impactful. Like, again, the fact that he just suddenly doesn't have any weapons. So, yeah, bit weird. He's got loads of weapons. And as well, I think what annoyed me about that is they literally made this big scene of him coming out the back to tank and the robots, the droids, putting his suit on him. So you're like, wow, yeah, he's armoured up. And then he didn't use any of it. And he's being surrounded by space ninjas with shields. I'm like, oh, that's a bit shit. And also, in that fight, it's just occurred to me now, they show one of the space ninjas landing on one of the shields and he becomes electrocuted. If these space ninja shields are so powerful, why didn't the space ninjas just turn them on and walk up into them? They had him surrounded. Why didn't they just walk up into Boba Fett and kill him, electrocute him that way? Anyone notice that? Anyway, that just occurred to me as well. Also, did anyone notice that the Gamorreans, the giant green pig monsters, were following Boba and Fennec? And then all of a sudden, they disappeared. Anyone notice that? And then all of a sudden, they reappeared when the fight happened. That was a bit weird, wasn't it? Where did they go? And it wasn't like they wanted to kill him because they helped him. They helped save the day. Like, that was a bit odd. Just thought I'd say that. It was a bit odd. That occurred to me. I didn't mention in my review. I thought that was really, really weird. No one else thought it was weird? I thought it was weird. Life of Nate says, I've lost interest in Star Wars related content over the years because of Disney and garbage stories. Obi-Wan and Ahsoka has my interest though. Really? I'm not that interested in Obi-Wan or Ahsoka. I was more interested in Boba Fett, in fairness. It's interesting, isn't it, how people's thought pattern changes, you know, the interest on stuff. Tom Workin says, I think there's an internal war going on at Lucasfilm and maybe Disney corporate at large. Yeah, potentially. Absolutely, potentially. Felicity Poubelle says, what's up, H and Jasper? Haven't seen Book of Boba Fett yet, but based on how Disney Lucasfilm has treated fans, I refuse to give them any excuses for even mediocre content. In my opinion, everything they produce needs to be beyond reproach. I'll agree. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I think you're fine doing stuff like that. Yeah. I think that, yeah, agreeable. A good way to handle stuff. I mean, if they're not gonna do it, then yeah, if they can let everyone down so much, yeah, probably good to have it in that way. Pig monsters went to the shops. Yeah, where did they go? They literally just disappeared and then they turned up again. Like, they're supposed to be bodyguards. Where did they disappear off to? Not good. Not good. I thought I can't really get over that. I thought that was just really, really odd. Just here and then boom, disappeared. Nicky says, the heck, I'm dying to see Hayden and Ewan come back, even though they will probably ruin canon. They're already ruining canon by having Hayden go up against Ewan again. But I mean, it's fine, I guess. I mean, I can see the appeal, but I wasn't massively looking forward to it. When I see a trailer, that'll make me look forward to it, I'm sure. Jasper also thinks exactly the same thing, just as an FYI. He's thinking the exact same thing. When we see a trailer, he'll be happy. Transformers news. There isn't any, is there? I don't think there's any Transformers news. No, not that I know of. Not that I know of. It was a break. Union rules. Yeah, honestly, very, very strange. Star Wars is overrated. I was just reading Screen Rant. There was a rumor of another Terminator movie, but this time it was a small-scale horror movie, but it's just a rumor. I wouldn't put any stock in any rumors for now. It's nostalgia bait for sure. I have no faith in these stories. Yes. Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in them either, in fairness. AVP fan says, Mr. H, do you think they should do a Republic Commando series or an old Republic series following Revan's fall to the dark and his redemption? Yeah, I would say so. We've almost got 300 viewers, but only, actually under 200 likes. Can we hit that like button, ladies and gents? That would be absolutely great. And also, just as a side note, we're still talking about the Book of Boba Fett, just as an FYI. But is everyone enjoying the sort of topical discussions today? Are we enjoying that? We'll get to more chit-chatty stuff in a moment, of course. But are we enjoying the topics that I've got and doing this as a sort of a topical-based discussion instead? You know, sort of covering bits and pieces here and there. Let me know. Let me know. Again, this is a decision moving forwards that we will be doing some like this. I would love to hear any and all of your thoughts on all of that. But yeah, so in terms of the Book of Boba Fett, right? This constant shifting, and actually I'll ask some really big Star Wars fans here in the chat now, right? Book of Boba Fett, Sarlacc pit. Would you have wanted to see a little bit more of that rather than this extended, because you know we're going to get it for a long time, Sand People business? Because that is going on and on and on and on and on and on and on, right? Like, it is going on. I'll just move a little bit so you can see Jasper. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, but he's got the gaffy stick or whatever it's called. So we really want to see how, how he got so, powerful with that. He's a bounty hunter. Why is anyone questioning why he's so good with a bloody stick? He's fucking... Of course he's going to be good with a stick. Like, I get it. But, I mean, he's supposed to be a really good bounty hunter. He should be good with a stick. Shouldn't he? I shouldn't need to watch Sand People teach him how to use a stick. Does anyone know? Did that not occur to anyone? He should be a really good bounty hunter. Why does he need help using a stick? Just a bit odd. Job Lowe says, Big Sir, what do you think of Gremlins, Secrets of the Mogwai Fong Wing, 10 episodes 2010? So I don't know what to think about that yet. I have absolutely no idea what to think about that yet at all. It'll be intriguing to see what happens with that. We'll see. So like I said, I mean, bloody Sand People is the primary focus on these flashbacks and how he's going to learn how to use a bloody stick, and then he just got out of the Sarlacc pit like that. Nicky says, I think they will give him one when they let him go as a form of respect. Yeah, I think so. Fundamentally, we're seeing a change in the character, aren't we, from what we used to know him as to this new iteration of Boba Fett, basically, is this sort of respectful individual. I mean, you can't sit there and say, oh, well, it's going to be the time with the Sand People that will teach him to be this guy that we see now. Wrong. Because instantly, when he was captured by the Sand People, he says to the guy, he's like, do you want me to set you free? I'll set you free too. That's not what the Boba Fett that we built up in our head canon would do. Not that I've got an issue with it, but I think people's arguments for more Sand People time would be, it's gonna be the character arc that'll have him as the character we now know. I think that's wrong because he's already displaying elements of him being that guy, if that makes any sense. Also, he didn't kill that little kid. Like, that little kid was a little butthole to him. Beat the living crap out of him, and he's just like, yeah, whatever. Not saying that he would kill him, but he'd probably, boot him in the face or something. Be like, fuck you, little shit. I did like the flashback to the Clone Wars, though, with the helmet. That was good, wasn't it? I like that. Mixed Blood says, not only that, but hasn't he been doing this bounty hunting for a long time? He should be good with most weapons to have survived this long. Exactly. So, you know, I think the argument, oh, well, you know, we need to see why he's so good with his gaffy stick. Nah, it doesn't hold weight. To me, anyway. But overall, like I said, I did enjoy it. I thought it was a good episode. It's nice that... So my friend even actually texted me after he'd seen it. Massive Star Wars fan. And I'll read out his text messages. Because you'll like it. So he obviously watched my reviews and he says, you forgot to talk about the Camino flashback. Loved it. I think on second viewing, the Sarlacc would have been nice to see more of. So he's obviously watched it twice. I was hoping we'd see the Krayt Dragon from Season 2 Mando rip into the Sarlacc as the greater Krayt Dragons hunt Sarlaccs, which would have been amazing to see visually. Not only would it have been amazing to see visually, and again, this is why it's good getting these text messages, it would have also nicely tied up things with Mando a little bit. You know, just connected it just a little bit more. Oh, there's just a little nod to the Mandalorian, which I think would have been really, really good. And I think that's a shame that they didn't do that, in fairness. I think that is a shame. Anyway, now, my friend's take on the Sand People thing was, I kind of like the whole Sand People thing because it reminds me of Clint Eastwood movie where he's being dragged behind a horse through the desert. I can see that. It's definitely a Western vibe, but still. And Max Rebo, the little blue elephant thing. They're playing the Cantina music. Mad About Me from A New Hope. There you go. And apparently that Matt Berry is the voice of the torture droid. So there was his comments. But the main one, the primary one, which I firmly agree with, is the Krayt Dragon. Wouldn't it have been good to see the Krayt Dragon, not only as a little nod to the Mandalorian, just a little cheeky wink, but also, ladies and gents, just to tie, that would have, how good would that have been? You know, I don't know. He's just even have him halfway, struggling to get out the Sarlacc pit, big rumbles, Sarlacc sort of wibbling around a little bit or something like that, and then boom. Krayt Dragon comes just as he's coming out. Krayt Dragon. I don't know. There's many ways you could have gone, but yeah, I feel like the fact that he just flamethrower and then just jumped out was a bit. Oh, all right then. That was quick. It's amazing how quickly he dealt with the Sarlacc, to how slowly he's been dealing with the Sand People. No? Anyone? No. So Adrian Ith says, okay, legends, he got out after a telepathic link with another victim before using grenades to get out. Not much change. The Tuskens were a big part of the Mandalorian series and Tatooine as a whole. And I agree, they are. They are a big part of Tatooine. But they don't have to be a big part of everything. They can take a back seat. They don't have to be front and centre like they are in this. And I think that's a bit of a shame, really. But again, I like it. I like what we got. I don't have any issues with it. I just have my, as you should be, objective reviewing. I have some critiques. That's objective reviewing. You should always have critiques. Anyway, so AVP fan says, Mr. H, off topic, but have you seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place? Perfect balance of satire, of horror, and British comedy. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. You can watch it on YouTube. Yeah, I have seen it, actually. I think it's very funny. I think it's very, very funny. So, ladies and gents, covered most of the topics now, to be fair. So, I'm going to be looking at the chat a little bit more, taking questions a little bit more. If you want to support the channel, do Super Chats. Great way to get your question answered immediately. You can ask any question now, really. I'm not going to be tailoring them primarily just at the topics. You can ask any question. We'll just hang out a little bit more now because I've kind of, I've said my bit on all of these topics, but I'm not going to be bringing an end to the stream. So, if you've got any points that you want to raise on those topics, now's a good time. We can extend the discussion with your interaction, ladies and gents. So Adrian says, considering one became a Sith, big story building if they go that route. And that was with your comment? Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, one of the Tuskens did actually. Yes, I know, you're completely right. Larry Cartwright says they set up the dragon eating the Sarlacc in Mando, so I just assumed that was the plan. Yeah, precisely. It was all set up. You would have expected them to do it, but alas, they did not. Maybe it just comes in and eats the corpse, but that seems to be a bit of a cop-out to me, to be fair. I think. Hosea says, something stage, are you still training for strongman? No, I mean, I just train anyway, so I'm not training specific. I was never training specifically for strongman, just as an FYI. So I'm literally just training like I would normally train, like I was training back then. In fact, today was really good. I have not done weighted pull-ups for a really long time, and I did weighted pull-ups today. Bliss. It was good fun. What H? Have you seen the Matrix mid-credit scene yet? Yeah, just the continuation of all that. Yeah, crap, yes. Roman King says, yeah, Miss H, I had mixed feelings about the Fett show as well. The Sarlacc was very underwhelming. However, being trained by Tusken Raiders in melee combat is always a welcomed event to any Mandalorian. Do you think, though, shouldn't a Mandalorian, well, I mean, remember, Boba Fett's not a Mandalorian. He's just a bounty hunter. Wouldn't Boba Fett, a long-running bounty hunter, wouldn't he be good enough at that by now? Do you not think? Let me know. Brandon Kilgore, how is the garage coming along? I don't have a garage, mate. I don't have a garage yet. I have not bought the house, so I have no garage at all. Do I think Star Wars Eclipse will be open world? Oh, I got no idea. If they're smart, I think they do open world. Open world would be good at that, like very good at that actually. Donald Smeed, how is the Gator Jerky? Also, have you watched any of Wheel of Time on Amazon? So thank you so much for the super chat, dude. Really appreciate that. I ate the Gator Jerky on the Christmas Eve live stream, mate. I actually ate it on the stream. I'm guessing you went. It was just no issue. But I ate it on the stream because I got hungry, and it was nice. It was you could taste the soy sauce. For those that don't know, Donald, I have a PO box. It's in the description box. And for Christmas, obviously people sent some packages, and Donald sent some alligator jerky and also some coffee, which I haven't tried yet. I'm looking to try that at the weekend, just so I can sit down and properly enjoy it. During the week, I have coffee really quick and work out and stuff like that. So yeah, the alligator jerky I had on that stream on Christmas Eve, did this big epic like 3-hour stream, whatever it was, 3.5 hours, something like that. And it was nice. You could definitely taste the soy. There was almost a bit of a fishiness to it, but not, and you know, maybe that was a bit of the soy, who knows, but it was nice. It was actually really good. Enjoyed it. I gave a tiny little bit to Jasper, and he seemed to enjoy it as well. Mr. Zod's Fandom Zone, great name, says, hey, did a review of Matrix Resurrections, something interesting. I hated it, and a friend of mine who hates woke media liked it. You think this movie is a middle finger to Warner Brothers? That is interesting, actually. So yeah, that's odd. You'd think he would have hated. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, look, people like different things regardless of their sort of social agendas and things like that. Their sort of socio-political beliefs. And there's no issue. You know, there's no issues. I feel it just failed as a. Yeah, I feel it literally just failed as a movie anyway, as an entertaining movie, because it didn't do anything right. The action was poorly shot, the effects were bad, and that's not even just to go into the whole elements of meta and canon, shitting on canon and stuff like that. People are like, oh, they kept to the lore. No, they didn't. Neo came out with eyebrows and hair. Since when was that lore? Those pods, you don't have hair? Come on, dipshit. Come on now. Behave. Richard Curtis says, what is your favourite Clive Barker book? I am soon going to reread The Great and Secret Show and read Everville for maybe the first time. My memory is not what it was. A one of two. Are you going to send another two? So what is my favourite Clive Barker book? Probably The Hellbound Heart. It's not a very big book, but yeah, probably The Hellbound Heart. It's a good novella. It's a very, very good novella. Works very, very well. It's all there. Intrigue. I was actually thinking this the other day, ladies and gents, is that the engineer in The Hellbound Heart is actually the Lament Configuration Guardian in the Hellraiser movie. It's interesting how they changed it, actually. You know, because they have the engineer in Hellraiser, but the engineer is the weird, like, maggot demon thing that comes out the wall with a baby's cry. Whereas in The Hellbound Heart, it's very clear that the individual at the end is the engineer, bright flames, and gives, the lament configuration to Kirsty. So if you're thinking about Hellraiser and what crosses over closely to that would be the lament configuration Guardian, but it's not. It's not the engineer in the Hellraiser. It's just funny. It's just a funny observation that I that I had the other day. Someone said something about Gator. So say, nah, Gator has that almost fishy but not quite taste to it. It's not bad. Honestly, I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was bad at all. And massive thank you to Donald as well for sending it out. I love trying new, strange food from different places, and that was an absolute joy to have. Just because, I like just weird food. It's cool. What's that? Scream, bleed, die, rot. Mistage. I'm an ectomorph body type looking to bulk up. What kind of performance-enhancing drugs do you recommend? I wouldn't recommend any performance-enhancing drugs. Why would you think I would recommend that? Yeah, I'm not gonna do any recommendations for anyone to take any drugs. I'm not someone to recommend any of that stuff. Surprising you would ask that, to be fair. Donovan Bradford says, going through your Hellbound Heart in pieces. Got a third through it. We'll go for round 2 tonight. Good. I'm glad some people are enjoying it. Anyway, let's put it that way. Big Al, Mr. H, do you ever do collaboration live streams? You'd slot right in on the likes of the Drinkers Open Bar, the Royal BBC, Friday Night Tights, EFAP, etc. Be great to see you collab with those guys. So typically speaking, but I have done collaborations. Midnight's Edge, Ethan Van Sciver's been on here. Done collaborations with that Star Wars girl. But the thing is that people tend to stream around a similar time, and I don't put someone else's show as a precedence over my own shows. So I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I do all of that all the time. And I'm not going to. It's all a scheduling thing, and I'm not going to stay up past bloody midnight. I'm too old for that now. I'm super, super, super tired these days, so I'm not going to stay up past midnight to do a live stream with someone else. I just can't. I'd wake up early to do a live stream, but I wouldn't stay up late to do a live stream. So I'm glad that you think you would enjoy that, and I'm happy to collaborate with people, but it's just if and as and when it works. I've got 2 channels that I like to work on. I've got a life. I work out a lot. There's quite a lot going on that keeps me quite busy. So yeah, probably no. But we'll see. Richard Curtis says, someone on YouTube, can't remember who, said they thought Keanu Reeves' Constantine was more Harry D'Amour than John Constantine. I am going to try to read everything from Mr. D'Amour next year. 2. That's a good shout. That Keanu Reeves Constantine, he's very much a Harry D'Amour. Yes, yeah. I tell you what, you're bloody right there. You are right there, actually, or they were right there. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I would agree. 100%. Absolutely. Yeah. You are right, actually. Yeah, I guess if you want to do Harry D'Amour, then yeah, watch Keanu Reeves Constantine. Yeah. Larry Quarterwitz says, saw Don't Look Up last night and it was very good, funny, and also a little depressing. I think that's a movie that people across political and social tribes can all enjoy. Maybe what M4 tried to. M4? What do you mean M4? Oh, Matrix 4, yeah. A lot of people actually hate that film because whatever political side of the spectrum they're on, people think that it's taking the piss out of them, which is actually the point. It's taking the piss out of everyone. Satire. But yeah, a lot of people hate that, in fairness. So yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it for what it was. I had a good time with it. Scream, bleed, die, rot. I'm trying, but it takes too long to bulk up, and I've got to fight this guy soon. I can't help you, mate. I can't help you. Honestly, I can't help you with that. You know, fighting people is not the answer either. I would never encourage anyone to fight. It's not. Don't go fighting people. It's not smart. Just call the police. Yeah, no. Would I play House Benevito in Resident Evil Village again? No, I completed the game. Wouldn't be the same reactions playing it again. Do I think there'll be another trailer for the Batman? Maybe at the Super Bowl? Maybe. I don't know. A lot of people didn't bother doing Super Bowl ads. Was it this year, last year? So I don't know really. We'll have to see. Maybe. AVP fan says, Mr. H, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but if you're training still, I recommend jump rope. Good to burn calories fast if you need to. I used to do boxing training before I was diagnosed with Crohn's. I train all the time. Training doesn't stop. Some people seem to think that, you know, I don't know. It's probably because you can't actually see me. If you want to see what I look like, go to my second channel. You can see me in all my glory. I don't stop training. I stay around the same weight. I'm basically the same. I have not stopped training. I've got a home gym and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I have not stopped training. I've added to my home gym more little bits and pieces here and there, actually. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I've got no advice for you. There you go, Mr. That you don't want to fight. I've got no advice for you. Sorry. I'm sure other people in the chat would help you out. I have nothing to say to you. Mark and Varian says, Mr. H, off topic. But did you know Good, Bad and Ugly got released on this day 55 years ago? By the way, what is your favourite Western of all time? Mine is either that one or High Plains Drifter. I didn't know that. My favourite Western of all time. So I really like True Grit. Actually, the newer one I think is actually fantastic. And I really like 310 to Yuma. 310 to Yuma is incredible. Great. Really, really good. Absolutely fantastic. Sapity says, speaking of training, what is your best home workout tips? I hate going to the gym, but still want to take care of myself. I mean, I've got a proper home gym. Like, I've got a powerlifting cage. I've got a treadmill. I've got, dumbbells up to 40 kilos. Like, I've got a proper home gym setup. So my advice probably won't be the same advice that you're looking for. Home workout it's a gym. Like, I have a gym in my conservatory, so it is an actual gym. So it's difficult to really give you the advice that you'd be looking for, I think, to be honest. But if you hate going to the gym, make a gym at home. Get some dumbbells, get a barbell, make a gym at home, mate. Adrian, or just don't. You don't have to train if you don't want. If you don't like training, don't train. I enjoy training, so that's why I train. Adrian says, don't know if you'd be interested, H. So this goes to the other comic nerds in the chat. Loving the Young Justice latest storyline, bringing in Etrigan and all the gargoyles, Easter eggs. Oh, I've not seen that. So no, that is actually new to me, to be fair. Larry Quartowitz says, no Way Home question. Why didn't they have Toby meet or even mention J.J. Jameson? It's J.K. Simmons in both. A huge missed opportunity, in my opinion. Yes, I will agree there. But I think that actually goes to the fact that they were saying, they didn't actually know who was going to sign on to it, and they were writing it as they were going along. They actually didn't have a true script, apparently. That's something that they revealed already. So I'd imagine it would probably be to do with that. Tobey Maguire might have signed on at last minute. Because a lot of that stuff could have been shot literally at the last minute. And I think that's probably the case. I think that would literally be what happened. So yeah. What's this? Coenzyme Q10 helps with heart health and breathing with yoga. Yeah. Texas, I'm so sick of ads. Okay. Great. Miss H, Norman's on sabbatical. What a scene. Norman's on sabbatical. What a scene. I don't know. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, Spider-Man, yeah. JJ doesn't look the same in the MCU as he did in the Raimi movies. No, he didn't. Same actor, though, so he could still have You could have him shocked to see the same looking guy though. That's the way you could have approached it, and it could have been funny. Mixed Blood, that's pretty insane because the movie actually worked and was fantastic. Yes, yeah, no, absolutely. I think that is what is so surprising about that, to be fair. Because I was like, whoa, that's not a good sign. Because I did a report on it. I was like, that's not good. Like, that's actually quite alarming. And then it come down and it bloody amazing anyway. So, fuck knows. How do you feel about the Batman coming out on March 2nd in the UK? Good. I don't know. Is it early? Is it later than anyone else? I don't know. I'm not sure what date it's releasing anywhere else in the world. Mr. H, have you heard anything about Alec Baldwin lately? No, not since there was the warrant out for his phone. Since then, there has been actually no updates officially on the case itself. Which, when there are updates, I will probably end up doing, maybe a live stream discussion. I'll do videos on it as well, but I'll do like a live stream discussion on it as well. Like I said, this is going to be the first of many now with topical discussions. There will be, normal live streams where it's just hangouts, because there can't be topics all the time. But there'll be live streams where they're just hangouts. There'll be live streams where we're talking about movies, bitching about movies. I may purposely go watch some crappy movies to do the group therapy sessions. In fairness, that is, something that, I don't tend to push to do. I try just watch movies, and then if they're bad enough, they end up in group therapy, but we'll see. No Terminator news, my dude. No Terminator news. Me and Jasper are good, though. Come from a guy in the UK, that's a good thing. Oh, okay, so it's 2 days earlier than the US, that's for sure. Well, that's good then, yeah. Good, I'm happy about it, yeah. Problem with knowing how to fight is you might actually kill your opponent, and I wish that on no one. Oh, why are we talking about fighting? Guys, it's not like, let's calm down. Let's not talk about fighting. All right, we don't need to talk about fighting. Josh Nunley says, do you think Warner Bros. Will make another Matrix without Wachowski just to try and make more member-berry money or axe the franchise? Love the channel, bro, as always. I don't think they will do this. I don't think they will make another. I doubt it. They might do, but I doubt it. Just because, how can they justify it? How can they justify it to themselves? They've lost a lot of money. Like, it's not like Dune. They announced the sequel for Dune like pretty quickly when it hadn't made any money. But they were wise enough to do that because it was tracking very well. And that was an official green light, and now it's made money. Whereas this, I can't imagine will make any money at all. I'll be very surprised if it does. Joe Blow's become a channel member. Ladies and gents, thank you so much. If you're not a member, consider becoming a member for as little as 99 pence. It's actually less than the price of a coffee. So it'd be great, and that's a month. 99p membership a month. It's a good thing to do. Drive-by commenter says, couldn't help but notice John Wick's trajectory compared to The Matrix seems to be a teachable moment in starting small with building a franchise. Yes. They just made a good movie, basically. John Wick made a good movie. It did well, so they looked to push it out from there. Why not? Capitalize on a good movie that could have been one and done. So, yeah. Hi H, question about your Hellbound Heart audio. Was that book written before the film or after? They did such a good job in the film's effects. Really enjoyed it. So the Hellbound Heart is Clive Barker's novella, which was written before Hellraiser. And then Hellraiser is inspired as an adaptation by Clive Barker of his own book, The Hellbound Heart. I hope that explains that. Or just speaking about memberships real quick as well. Membership streams, the members only live streams, will be returning as of the new year. Okay, I know it's a little bit shit of me, I'm aware, but my god, that was a really long stream on Christmas Eve. It was a really long time sat in this chair doing the 9 hours of work to do the Hellbound Heart audiobook. I'm a bit fucked, basically. And also, just as a way of apologising to you guys, rendered today, not uploaded because it got too close to this live stream. There's a 2 hour video of the Cyberpunk 2077 playthrough. 2 hours. 2 hours. Just to say sorry for no stream. No members stream this week. But it will return as of next week, okay? Promise. I keep to my word. And I've given you something in regards as an apology as well. So, soz. Hopefully, it's a really good... That story was really good. So, you'll like it, hopefully. We'll see. What's this? Donovan Bradford says, and again, to new people in the chat, Tier 2 members get access to H's movies only because he said Blu-rays will be a one-time deal. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So if you do want to check out my films, they are actually available in the Tier 2 section of membership. And yeah, like they're all there. In fact, all members have access to the making of documentary of Blackfields. I gave that out to everyone on Christmas Day as a special way to say thank you to everyone. Just to say, hey, there you go. Thank you so much for being a member. Here's a Christmas gift to you all. But if you do want access to the other films, the making of Breaking Lights, Blackfields, the actual films themselves, become a Tier 2 member. It's like $8.99 a month. I think it's $8.99 a month. And you can watch them all. You could sign up for 1 month, watch them all, and then downgrade your membership if you wanted. It's up to you. But it's a good way to watch them. They were Blu-ray exclusives, and they need to stay somewhat exclusive. So, people still have to pay for it, basically, if that makes sense. Mr. H Live riffing on bad movies might be a fun thing for patron membership content. Yes and no. Yes and no. The thing is, those kind of streams are actually better with more people included. So probably be better actually just to do that live, in fairness. Yeah. We'll see. We will see. What's this? Drive-by Commander. A commenter, sorry, says make sure you use the full gameplay rebalance mod if you go back into 2070. What's that? I don't even know what that is. I'm not a gamer, so I don't actually know what that is, in fairness. Am I planning on any other films? I am. And I'm also planning on self-publishing an anthology, a book of short stories via Amazon. I've been looking into that recently, and over the next year or so, I will be writing, short stories, basically, to be compiled together and released on Amazon, which will then that'll enable it to be shipped worldwide as well. So you guys will be able to, check all of that out as well, which will be cool. So there's lots of ideas for films which I can't make into films, which I will then just chuck as, as short stories, basically. But then also just, random, stories that come to mind here and there that are interesting that can be compiled together to make something. Like, again, I thought of one the other day, titles and things like that, and, certain elements of sort of Lovecraftian horror that can be worked within it. So, yeah, there you go. What will the pen name of Mr. H reviews be? Yeah, true, actually. I don't know. I actually don't know. I never even thought about that, to be fair. Probably, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I've literally got no idea. Anyway, I'm going to scoot off now. This was a great stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We had a topic. We talked about them. We covered normal chit-chat and things like that. It was great. Really enjoyed that. Expect more of these moving forwards in the new year. You like them with topics. I like them with topics. Can't be done all the time. But I do enjoy doing them as well. So, guys, hope you enjoyed this stream. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Please do share it. Again, I live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you so much, though, guys. Hope you have a great evening. I'm going to go rest my back. Take care.